On January 9, a co-pilot of a Qatar Airways Boeing 7878 Dreamliner took off for Copenhagen. However, he got lost along the way and almost brought the plane down. The flight took off and reached 1,800 feet of altitude, but suddenly the plane started to descend, losing 1,000 feet in 24 seconds. Without any external references, in the middle of the night, he ended up losing his sense of the situation, and the plane went into a descent at a rate of 3,000 feet per minute. Fortunately, the story has a happy ending. The captain was on board and took control of the situation, recovering the plane about only 800 feet above sea level. As they say, the important thing is to arrive safely at the destination, and they did, landing in Copenhagen 6 hours later safely. This co-pilot should definitely have learned his lesson.
How long you would survive if you only ate these certain foods. Firstly, if you had to survive off hot sauce, you would only last around 5 days because your stomach will literally be digested from the inside. Sounds terrifying. Next, you would die within 4 months if you only ate strawberries because of malnutrition. But if you only ate apples, you would die within 7 months because you would get so much diarrhea leading to dehydration. Oh, if you were only to eat instant ramen, you would survive only for a year because the chances of you having a heart attack are quite likely. So college kids, be aware. Moving on, if you were only to eat chicken nuggets, you would survive 15 years. But if you were only to eat Big Macs, you would survive 20 years. I'm actually quite surprised by this. Finally, believe it or not, but you could survive 30 years without eating anything else but pizza. Things humans weren't meant to see. Random Facts, Dinner Party Edition. Trypophobia is the fear of closely packed holes, or more specifically, an aversion to the sight of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. Australia is wider than the moon. The moon sits at 3,400 kilometers in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is about 4,000 kilometers. Gross food people actually like. Dragonfly, kangaroo meat, jellied moose nose, wasp crackers, stink bugs. Worst things overheard while pretending to be asleep. When I was a kid, I used to be scared of monsters or something creeping up on me in my sleep. So I would always ask my dad to check on me before he went to bed. It made me feel more comfortable. One night, I was still awake when I heard him coming up the stairs, and I wasn't supposed to be awake and knew I would get in trouble if he saw me, so I pretended to be asleep. He came into my room and just kinda stared at me for a few seconds, then came up close to my bed, lifted the blanket up, farted under it, turned around and left. It's been at least 15 years, and I remember that night vividly. He vehemently denies it to this day, but I know what happened. Scary facts. During the Depression era craze of dance marathons, couples would compete to see who could dance the longest, often for cash prizes. Unfortunately, some people would drop dead from exhaustion on the dance floor. Overseas are seeing massive jellyfish blooms due to climate change. Creepy facts. Muscovite palaces and courts had professional foot ticklers. The Judas cradle was a means of torture where the victim was forced to sit on a spike. Scary facts. 2021 was America's hottest summer so far. You share 80 million bacteria in a single kiss. In the 1920s, the Ku Klux Klan had a youth chapter called the Ku Klux Kiddies. Things that used to look creepy. Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, YouTubers who got killed doing pranks. Valentina Grigorieva, Stanislav Reshetnikov forced his pregnant girlfriend out onto his balcony in his apartment. He left her out in freezing temperatures because his followers encouraged him to. She eventually died from hypothermia. The smartest serial killer, Ed Kemper. He was so smart, he gave other inmates in his psych ward tests to see if they were fit to return to society. Kemper was institutionalized at 15 years old after killing his grandmother and grandfather. After mastering and helping administer the exam at 19 when he took it, he was released and went back to killing. His IQ was 145. The ugliest looking spider that I've ever seen. Portia spiders. Portia spiders known for displaying an intelligent hunting behavior alongside possessing strong problem solving and learning skills. The creepiest scary facts. In the USA, there are more vacant homes than homeless people. The Buzzer is a possibly haunted radio station. It broadcasts a low-frequency noise and few transmissions in Russian. A woman named Chamoy Tepiaso received the longest prison sentence of all time. She was born in Thailand in 1940 and is still alive today. She was convicted and sentenced to 141,078 years in prison due to her role in a pyramid scheme involving corrupt government and military officials. From 2009 to 2012, astronauts lit things on fire in space, not because they were all pyromaniacs, but because they wanted to know how fire behaved in the cosmos. They discovered that fire burns at a lower temperature and with less oxygen, and can also burn without a flame in microgravity. Richard C. Hoagland, a proponent of alternate space theories, believed Alan Bean saw glass domes from a long-extinct alien civilization on the moon. In an interview, Bean described space as looking like black patent leather shoes from the surface of the moon. The only explanation for Bean's description, Hoagland concluded, was that he was seeing space through the reflection of a glass dome. Subscribe for more weird astronaut facts. The creepiest scary facts. Hampton Court Palace is one of the most haunted places in the UK. People used to put cat mummies in their walls. The Witchcraft Act of 1735 was last used in 1944. A dead pope was once put on trial. A dead councillor still attends University College London's meetings. The golden poison dart frog is so poisonous it can kill you with one touch. Subscribe for more of the creepiest scary facts. This is the man who never saw a woman. His name is Mihailo Tolodos. When his mother died 4 hours after his birth, he was taken to a monastery and grown by monks for 82 years. He's believed to be the only man that ever lived who has never seen a woman in his life. Subscribe for more facts like this. The creepiest scary facts. There was a vampire scare in America in the 19th century. Violet Jessop survived 3 boat disasters. The Venus flytrap is deadly. Dracula is based on a real person. Honey badgers are kind of terrifying. Your phone has more germs than a public toilet. There are tunnels of skeletons underneath Paris. Cockroaches can live without their heads for weeks. Subscribe for more of the creepiest scary facts. Random creepy facts. Before the advent of cups and bowls, people in ancient England used hollowed out human skulls to hold their food and drink. In 2017, homicide archivist Thomas Hargrove estimated that there are more than 2,000 serial killers currently at large. The golden poison dart frog is the size of a paperclip, adorable and can kill you with a single touch. In fact, just one frog has enough lethal poison in its skin to kill 10 to 15 people. Ladybugs are known to eat their own larvae to ensure the survival of the other larvae. Subscribe for more random creepy facts. Random creepy facts. There is something called homicidal sleepwalking. In 2005, Jules Lowe was acquitted of murder after killing his father because he was sleepwalking during the crime. A rat's teeth can gnaw through substances as hard as lead sheeting and cinder block. There are about 25 to 50 active serial killers in the United States. In 1973, 2 men in a small submarine experienced a malfunction in the sub. There, 1,575 feet deep in the ocean, water started flooding in. The sub slowly started sinking. Although the men were Able to radio for help, they knew they only had enough oxygen to survive for 3 days. When the rescue team finally found them, they only had 12 minutes of oxygen left. Subscribe for more random creepy facts.